Hey there, NAC Warrior. So, today we're going to talk about, is yo-yo dieting okay or is it actually a bad thing? I started talking about this in my head actually because I wanted to start really questioning some deeper belief systems that I have. Because if you've known me or followed me for quite some time, I talk about how the fact of most of my growth in health and fitness has happened because I challenge beliefs. And I started like really trying to dig into like what beliefs really do I hold on to and really has bothered me and sort of was the catalyst, which was the yo-yo dieting. I wanted to stop yo-yo dieting. So that's what I want to talk about today. Is it actually okay or is it fine to go on yo-yo dieting? Um, so actually, for your perspective, I'd love to get your take on it after hearing my perspective on it. Feel free to jump in and talk about what it is that is on your mind in consideration to yo-yo dieting. If you're on Facebook, um, feel free to jump on. This is live. I'm starting next week. I'm going to try to get back to 12 p.m. Eastern. Right now, I know I'm still all over the place with holidays and everything. It's really difficult, but that's my goal, is to go live on Facebook at 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sundays will always be up in the air because I have no idea what's going to happen on the weekends with kids hockey and all that stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and follow, and leave a comment of something that you would like to have me do for a episode in the future. If you're on the podcast, please do the same thing. Actually follow, and I'll have a question there for you. Feel free to answer that. And if you're here on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment as to what you would like to see in the future, and I will do that for you. Today, I don't have any sponsors. Again, we're always looking to grow our Facebook group, so I do have a link, I believe, to that, or some way you can like hit the Facebook group and join us there. And love to have you part of our journey and part of our NAC Warrior family. So let's just jump right into the topic of the day.
Welcome to the NAC Warrior Show.
Yo-yo dieting, is it really a bad thing? I started thinking about that, and I go back to when I decided after I was coaching running. I thought to myself, a lot of people were asking me like, how can you help me with losing weight, but I'm not interested in running. And so I switched over to gaining some weight. I let myself get up to 190 pounds. And then I said to myself, can I apply the same rules as a running coach to help individuals lose weight, but without running? And after a little tweaks there, I came up with, that's where the NAC Warrior roadmaps came into play. And I put all those, I put together a roadmap on how to get you from where you are to now. And my whole catalyst back in 2015 was I was tired of yo-yo dieting. But as I sit here today, and go through the holidays, I have to admit, I love eating food, and that's not going to stop. And I started thinking to myself, is it so bad to go on yo-yo dieting? I think it all depends on your intention. Before, I wanted to stop yo-yo dieting because I felt like I was out of control. Now I don't feel like I'm out of control. I appreciate and love the person I am today when I look in the mirror, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I want to eat that. I want to eat that. And I know that it's just going to be a season of fun of eating. And I started thinking to myself, would it be, if I could question myself, would it be okay to go off the charts for, say, the holidays? Because I do feel in control. And is it fun to just randomly join something and just eat and not have to worry about it? And I said, it was actually fun for me to join or to start gain the 190 pounds and lose it. It was like a challenge for me. It was like something fun to do. And I was learning a lot from it. And I thought to myself, what if I had that same attitude every time? Like, I still have my rules, part of the NAC Warrior roadmap is to make sure that you have rules. And I always had the 5 pound rule. I don't know if you've heard me talking about that, but I always had like a 5 pound cap on the low side and a 5 pound cap on the high side. And I said to myself, what if I broke down the belief that it was bad to yo-yo diet, because I thought it was a good thing. Well, I guess it wasn't really yo-yo dieting. What I did was just gain weight, but essentially, if I kept doing that, it was a lot of fun. And I felt in control because of my past. And I said to myself, would it be fun? Would it be okay to yo-yo diet, but with another rule of yo-yo diet? So maybe my rule is 5 pounds normally for 99 or 90% of the year, but that 10%, if I could pick those out and just say, yeah, let myself kind of go crazy, but still have a cap. Like I still have that cap, that mental cap that I will never allow myself to go to, which is 200 pounds. Like 190 seems to be like the mental max that I'm like, okay, all must stop. And that's what I did in 2 years ago or last year. I allowed myself to get up to 190 pounds to lose it. And it was actually exciting to go on the journey of losing that. It wasn't so fun feeling myself in the skin of 190, but it was a lot different than when I was in 2015. And I thought to myself, if I allow myself to do it and go on this journey of let myself gain weight, lose weight, would that actually be a lot more fun? Because I know now that I don't have the time to put in to get all ripped and, get the 6 pack, 10 pack, go down to 2%. I'm exaggerating, 2% body fat and all that fun stuff. But I said, so I'm not going to look like one of those, bodybuilders or anything like that. And I have no aspiration to do that. What could I do to make it fun? And I said, why don't I just allow myself to gain the weight and just burn it off? Because if I'm gaining weight, as long as I'm having fun doing it, and that was the big thing. Like when I didn't, this year, I guess I was really challenged with the thought of always thinking about what I had to eat, right? Like always, like now that a lot of people were asking to go here, go there, I'm on vacation, people want to eat out, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that. And I started thinking to myself, okay, well, now if I do this, and it was just so many changes this year, and I said to myself, this isn't fun. And you know me, I like to have fun when I do things. And I thought to myself, okay, why isn't this fun? Because I'm trying to protect myself from yo-yo dieting. Like I'm looking at that rule that I'm getting close to, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cross that mark. Like, and I know there's so much more left to the week, and I'm like, oh man, what's like I just wanted to have fun, right? And a part of me, just that part of me, like especially ice cream, like I'm thinking of ice cream all the time, and leftovers are all over the place, desserts are all over the place for leftovers, and I'm like, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just allow myself to just have fun and not worry about it so much, but have like an ultimate cap, like an ultimate, like a, so I have my rule of the fives, but maybe on the upper side, when it gets to like the end of the year, I allow myself to creep a little bit above that and just have fun with the challenge of trying to lose that. Now, the only thing that really is sort of I resist against, and there, that's the things I look for. What do I resonate with and what I resist against? What I resist against, the only thing that holds me back is as I get older, I know that it gets tougher to lose weight because you are losing muscle mass and it's turning into fat. So am I going to hit the point where I can't allow myself to do that? And I said to myself, and this is this is all what goes in my head, right? This is where it gets really interesting for me, and really when I get to dive in and like, oh, okay, let's challenge it. Like, how many times can I get away with it, right? I think that's the thing I'm at right now is like, can I get away with it? I know I got to 190 pounds and I lost the weight that I needed to get back to where I was. Can I do it again? Can I still have fun and eat and go back to the way I was before? Um, and so I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's not so bad to yo-yo diet. I would never suggest it if like you're starting your journey and you haven't reached the awakening your inner warrior phase. But now that I'm in there, I'm like, how far can I push my body into doing the yo-yo diet and be okay with it? Right? Let myself go out there and have some fun and gain some weight and be okay with it and lose it. Right? I'm not like, and I almost can guarantee myself based on what I know from prior history. Once you let go of something, it naturally happens. And one of the things I hold dearly onto is to steer away from yo-yo dieting. So that's what made me think today, you know, yo-yo dieting, is it really that bad? And that's where I'm at today. I'm like, you know what? Let's just push the envelope. I've done it before. I've allowed myself to get to 190 pounds and drop back down to 175. And what if I just go on that roller coaster? Enjoy the roller coaster. You only live once. So, you know, is it really that bad? I guess I'll be the guinea pig and let you know, but that's what I'm thinking. And so, January 1st, when I start the cleanse, I'm not doing the cleanse to lose weight. I'm just doing it as a reset. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push the envelope and see what I can do. I can't get to the 200 pounds. I won't allow myself to do it. I feel comfortable with the 190. Um, I wonder if one day I will break, and just because I resist against 200 so much, just to see what would happen if I got out there. But now that I've lost the 200 pounds and got to where I want to be, and I went to 190, got to where I want to be, I guess I'm starting to feel a little confident and okay with just doing that. Whereas before I was totally against it, like I resisted against it. I guess I'll get to the point where I don't want to get to the point where I'm uncomfortable with my body, if you know what I mean. Like that was always the trigger. Like I looked in the mirror and I said, "Ooh, who are you?" And I felt disgusting. Now, because of my mindset, I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Hey, you got this. Like you are, you're happy with who you are, no matter how big you get." Um, you know, so those are just my thoughts for today as I go through this journey of health and fitness and looking at the future and everything. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, the cleanse is a good way to start the year off, and then I'll transition to what I was doing before I started going into the holidays, which is just mainly focused on intermittent. I think they call it intermittent fasting, and at the same time, sticking more towards proteins versus and I do vegan protein. So and except for I do fish products. That's the one thing I do. So I do fish products and vegan protein products, but I also stick to a major focuses on vegetable. Actually, no, I reduced the vegetables and focused more on protein to see what would happen if I made that shift, and that seemed to do pretty well. So between intermittent fasting and focusing more on proteins and reducing the carbs being vegetables and being okay with the fats. So olive oils. I've been staying away from seed oils, but mainly olive oil is where I lean towards the most. And doing spices, I like spices. So that's where I'm at. And I think this is going to be a fun little journey that I'm going to go on, a mini journey, because there's not much to it. You've got maybe from Thanksgiving to January, and now I was actually pretty good all the way up to maybe the last week, the week of Christmas. Yeah, so this whole week, last week, I kind of fell off the bandwagon, I guess you could say, where I had to make a lot of choices and I was tired of making all the choices. So I said to myself, let's make this fun. So that's where I'm at today. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are for yo-yo dieting. Are you totally against it too? If so, why? Could there be rules for yo-yo dieting where it's okay, and where it's not okay? And I'm thinking it's okay. At this point in my life where I'm at right now, I think it's okay. If you asked me back in 2015, I definitely would have said, knowing what I know now, if I could go back, I would definitely say to myself, do not yo yo diet. It's not good. Get your mental awareness first, get that in check, awaken your inner warrior. Then we can go into yo yo dieting and have fun doing that and testing different things. And that's where I'm at today. So, recap. I guess that was the recap. That's where I'm at today. So again, let me see where we're at here. So if tomorrow, I think I'm going to talk about. I have a couple of topics that I'm focused on. The casein for the protein, the 2023 trends of food, and something else came up. Oh, perfect. Being perfect. What does that even mean? I hear that a lot when people are going on their health and fitness journeys. Like, I'm not perfect, but I'm getting there. And I'm curious about that statement and would love to challenge that. And I think I'm going to talk about that tomorrow as to give me more time to look at the trends. That one's going to take me a little bit more while. So a little bit more of a while to do some research and really come back with something good. So if you think this episode would be helpful for somebody, if you're looking to awaken your inner warrior and would love to know more about that, please join our Facebook group. And I'd love to talk more about that. Or if you're looking to get a family of people who are interested in helping each other get move forward on their health and fitness journey, please join that as well. That would be a good way to get the accountability that you need. And I will share more about what it is that I'm doing. And if you have any questions, of course, I'm there to help where I can. If you think this episode would be good for somebody, you think this is something that they could use, please share this with them. Again, please leave a comment on your take on yo-yo dieting. If you have a future episode a topic that you'd like me to do a future episode on, please let me know. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Please keep going on the journey. Please share your journey with me. I'm very interested in it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.